What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes, another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topics, tweets, videos y'all want me to talk about tomorrow? Hey guys, today is Friday the 13th. That's right, the forbidden, scary, spooky day and the first one of the year. And yeah, it's also my first video of the week. I wasn't feeling too good after MagFest. My throat was messed up and all that stuff. But that means that we get to do a full weekly wrap up of all the news that happened this week. All the things that you probably either know about or probably missed, all boiled down into one video. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's do that. So yeah, you guys know the drill. Sit back, relax, put your feet up, and yeah, allow me to lay it on you. So yeah guys, this is breaking news and kind of like WTF, like what in the heck, kind of news you probably would have never even thought would have actually occurred. My boy Chef Back said Justin Roiland, the co-creator of Rick and Morty, has been arrested. Justin Roiland has been charged with 1 count of domestic battery with corporal injury and 1 count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, and deceit. What in the ham fat? You trying to tell me the co-creator of Rick and Morty is a criminal? Roiland was charged with domestic battery and false imprisonment in May of 2020. Was that that was 3 years ago? After an incident with the woman he was dating, according to a criminal complaint. I don't know what else to say except just like, damn. All right, look, okay, let's talk about this. All right, we got to figure this out, okay? Because the Splatfest, Splatoon, y'all don't know, the results just came out. This team Spicy, which is me, versus Team Sugar versus Team Sour. And for the 4th or 5th time in a row, I have suffered yet another L. This is a picture of Fire passing me an L because she was Team Sweet and they won. Now look, okay, I'm happy that Fire won her first Splatfest, okay? I can stop saying that they're racist. However, like, dog, why can't I get 1 W? I am so angry. What is wrong with Spicy? I thought everybody likes Spicy. Spicy is so important. Without Spicy, everything will be bland. Yeah, sugar is sweet and you know, all that stuff is nice and everything, but you get cavities, okay? The spice, good for your digestive system. You add that joint on there, just a little la la, like I talked about the last time I talked about this, and everything tastes good. Universally, I'm so freaking mad. This is getting kind of sus, okay? If I lose 1 more Splatfest, all right? If I lose 1 more, then you guys will all know, the entire world, the entire universe will all know that it is rigged against me losing, because ain't no way that I should be taking all these L's. I'm not even picking bad choices. It's not even bad. Like, Well guys, before we get into today's topics, I'm happy to announce that today's video is sponsored by Rise of Kingdoms. That's right guys, another PC game that I've found myself to be highly addicted to. In Rise of Kingdoms, you can experience the technology tree based on real world logic and choose the route you approve of to grow your team. What kind of technology collocation is the strongest? It's your decision. Unlock elite soldiers. In Rise of Kingdoms, you can unlock the most powerful soldiers in history by researching their prerequisites. No matter if it's the British longbows or the German Teutonic Knights, you can experience their glory in its heyday and crush your enemies with ease. Once you unlock them, then you can upgrade them. For example, you want to build a highly dangerous cavalry armory? Upgrade the stirrups and let your soldiers ride horses easily. Once you've unlocked the soldiers, you've upgraded them, it's now officially time to guard your land. In Rise of Kingdoms, Alliance technology gives you the ability to fight invaders. Work with your Alliance members to find the territory secrets that your enemies don't. With the great familiarity of your land, even the low-ranked soldiers can surprise your enemies with elite power. The PC version is compatible with most computer models and screen sizes, providing a smooth gameplay experience without any interruption. Personally, I like to play on PC, but with cross-play ability, you can play on any platform you desire. The RTS system on the PC makes it easy to make precise controls among million strategists. Battles happen in real time on the map, and anyone can join or leave a battle at any time with a simple drag to select, making a true RTS gameplay experience. Seeing an ally being attacked right in your backyard? Hey, then send some troops to help your buddy out, or launch a surprise counterattack on the attacker city. Given you can chat while you play, the PC version makes it so easy to play. So yeah guys, what are you waiting for? You guys can support the channel by downloading Rise of Kingdoms with my link and receive a special bonus using the code ROKTechPal. And again, special thanks to Rise of Kingdoms for sponsoring today's video. Alright guys, we gotta talk about this. Raccoon Soda said the new Velma show is getting dragged. It's the Max original. Mindy Kaling is Velma, and they finally remade the show, and everybody freaking hates it. If you go on Twitter and you look up all the stuff, bro, it's just everybody being like, this is a garbage doo-doo butter show. I have not watched all of it, but I've watched a lot of clips. Warning, however, for some of you heathens out there, it might not be a warning. This might be a call to action. But if you type in Velma on Twitter, if you just type in that, I'm telling you, within the first like 6 or 7 or 8 posts, you're going to get a video of Velma, taking back shots. Okay, just letting you know. Okay, just the warning. Okay, or a present, you're welcome. Dank Morrow said the new HBO Max Velma show got a trailer shown off yesterday and got slaughtered both on Twitter and YouTube. HBO Max turned off comments for the YouTube trailer release, and now that the show is actually out, people are talking about how bad it truly is. Comments being like EE saying it was trash. Dolan Dark said, I don't get all the hate. I, for one, can't wait to see my favorite character, Scooby-Doo, in the new Scooby-Doo show. Somebody said, nobody tell him. The Velma series Shaggy looks like he's about to say, I serve zero purpose. That's like, you should zoink yourself now and give someone else a piece of that precious sandwich bread and mayonnaise that keeps us alive. Like, Scoops, you should totally kill yourself now. You can give a piece. Oh, jeez. I got this tweet actually from Flax that said, people being upset at Velma like, this is the worst show ever. Yet they continue to hate watch and give it all of the attention. Like, bruh, if you hate it, why do you even bother with it? Listen, okay, Flax, let me express something to you. There is a such thing as called hate watching. And I do it. I participate in it, okay? And sometimes when I hate watch something, I end up liking it. People are allowed to hate watch, just like they're allowed to love watch, or whatever you want to call it, for the opposite. You can watch a show because you hate it, and you can watch a show because you love it. You hate watch this show because it's history. It's the past, right? It's like, you want to see how bad they messed up your original show that you absolutely freaking love, so that you can be a part of the hate train, so that you can justify it. It's important for people to hate watch because sometimes people who hate watch end up liking it. Like, I remember I used to hate watch a lot of reality TV shows like 90 Day Fiance and all that stuff, right? I was like, this is garbage. This is doo-doo. What? This doesn't make sense. What's up with these sound effects? And now, like, sometimes I watch it and I find myself just cracking up at the absurdity. Usually the editors who make everything like dramatic for no reason. Like, I'll put it on maybe on the background occasionally while I'm eating, but like, it's a bit entertaining. I have to admit, it's not as terrible as I thought, but everybody seems to hate Velma a lot, and I'm very curious. I'm gonna have to watch it. I can't find it, but one of you guys told me to do a flat out review of it. If it's not too long, I'm definitely gonna just try it just for the sake of it. It's part of the culture. I'm a film enthusiast, TV enthusiast, so like I gotta watch stuff that's important just so that I can say like that I watched it, so that I can say it's bad. That's why I watch stuff. I purposely watch highly acclaimed movies and TV shows just because I have to as a critic, so I can know what's out there, what's the bottom of the bottom and what's the top of the top. That's how I feel about it. Anyway, that's Velma. Everybody hating it. If you watched it, tell me if you like it or not. And if you don't, then you can flame it in the comments below, I guess. You can go ahead and bully Velma. So Alvin64 said Logan Paul deleted his response video against CoffeeZilla last week. So if you guys don't know, we've been following the whole shebang bang about CoffeeZilla versus Logan Paul. And if you guys don't know, TLDR, Logan Paul was basically a part of this whole scam thing, CryptoZoo. CoffeeZilla called him out on a 3-part video docuseries on Netflix. Logan Paul got big baby rage mad and made a response video 7 minutes basically saying that everyone and his mom was a criminal except for himself and his manager, and the video got completely nuked. He deleted it. He deleted the comments. It had so many freaking dislikes. Everybody disliked that. Anyway, CoffeeZilla had tweeted, Logan called me. He said he's deleting the 2 responses and is dropping the lawsuit threats. I believe he's making a 3rd response, which I'll be delaying my video to include. Hopefully this time he takes accountability and refunds the victims of CryptoZoo. That's what matters. So Logan Paul has finally decided to accept the L as of 4 or 5 days ago. And so everyone's waiting for that 3rd response, with the video, with him looking at it and just being like, taking accountability. But I don't think there is actually a world where Logan Paul can actually take accountability. I don't think that word actually exists in his dictionary of his brain. You see, what had happened is that Logan Paul got canceled again because of his pet Pearl, which was a pig or a hog that got discovered by some ranch. Apparently it was being raised next to a pig, and yeah, people were upset because of the treatment of his old pig that he used to have, that he used for clicks and views, was now basically abandoned and in a really bad place. Another facility picked them up and is now taking care of the pig, but they called them out on it, and then everyone was like, screw you, Logan Paul, because apparently he has a history of having pets and then they just die. I think he had a parrot and then it got eaten. He had a dog and they got bit by like another dog or something, like a coyote, which that's just kind of unfortunate. So it just lets you know, if Logan Paul adopts you as an animal, then that's it. It's like the death note. You only got 2 years to live. Anyway, Logan Paul responded to the accusation saying that Pearl was rehomed to an amazing ranch that I visited in Santa Clarita when I moved to Puerto Rico. I was unable to bring her to the island. She lived there happily for 10 months before the owners sold the ranch. She was rehomed without my knowledge to the farmer across the street. As far as I know, the farmer called the Gentle Barn to pick her up and denies there was a second pig. Pearl was transferred alone. This is an incredibly heartbreaking situation. I had Pearl for 2 years. I'm beyond thankful to the Gentle Barn for taking her in and will do whatever I need to aid in Pearl's care. Essentially that he did home Pearl somewhere else and then they left and they homed him to somewhere else that wasn't good, and then the Gentle Barn picked him up. So whatever, that's kind of what occurred, but that's not even the point. The point here is that after all of this, right, after all of the stuff about him trying to take accountability, right, this man decides to pull out the freaking Matrix card and says the Matrix is real, period. Pray you never become its target. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching this at home, I just want to show you guys, this man is a professional accountability dodger, okay? Never his fault. You can blame everybody in the world, his people, his mom, his family, his friends, the people who worked around him, all the criminals, the ranch. He can blame everybody, and just when it looks like maybe something might have been his fault, he decides to blame it on a freaking movie that came out in the 1990s and says that the Matrix is real, and the reason why all this is happening to him is because he is being subjugated to it. Now, in case you guys don't know what the Matrix is, because they're not talking about the one with Keanu Reeves, it's a system. It's like the Illuminati. It's the world in a way where it's created and fabricated with AI and all that jazz, where it's like how the internet works and how you get swayed and swept with a bunch of people who don't understand how the world works, but they move the world en masses. That's kind of like what the Matrix is, and he's basically saying that he is a victim of it. However, Logan Paul again thinks too much of himself, because the Matrix is not focused on somebody like Logan Paul, okay? Nobody cares. They're probably focused on much bigger people, okay? The freaking Scientology and them guys, they got bigger targets than Logan Paul. Anyway, I just said, my guy, just take some accountability. LOL. He was getting ratioed by like all these people just saying like, dog, take accountability. Matrix not real. It's not coming after you. Logan Paul was wrong with you. And also, where is the video where you're supposed to take accountability or apologize anyway? I want CoffeeZilla to just drop his joint because he's taking too long now. Anyway, guys, this is the whole Logan Paul update. As of now, he has still not uploaded the video. It's been almost a week since CoffeeZilla, he told CoffeeZilla that he was sorry for doing the lawsuit, and it's just moral of the story, man. It's just so weird, but like, you think someone would change, right? But I guess like somebody him just does not. The whole thing with the haunted forest and him saying that he was like busting his ass to reform and all this jazz, and then he literally just repeats himself. History does not change. It's almost as if when he apologized and said that he was sorry, that it was a lie. Just so they can escape and get out of some drama, just like it's going to be like this time. Like, he had the opportunity, he had the out, he still did. Even before all of this, he had an out to come here and try to take accountability, to recompensate people, do all of that stuff. But instead, he decides to blame it on the Matrix, which means that when that video does come out, it's going to be a lose-lose from at this point. It's all cap with Logan Paul. Like, he just won't take account or responsibility because he truly believes he has never done anything wrong in his life. Anyway, let me know how you guys feel about the whole Logan Paul update situation. Guys, the Andrew Tate situation got a lot worse. Man, god dang, I can't believe all of this started with him basically trying to dunk on a freaking like 19-year-old freaking activist on Twitter, getting ratioed, getting arrested. Let me give you guys the update in the 411 in case you guys don't know. Andrew Tate, one of the most talked about men on the planet, basically, because of his cult-like personality and how he acquires all of the simps around the world, fatherless behaviored men, to basically follow around him and call him Top G. He got arrested. Probably a little over a week at this point now, and he's been trying to get out, but unfortunately, he will not be getting out. Well, not unfortunately for me, unfortunately for him. Dylan Drio said Andrew Tate's text messages supposedly being leaked. So, okay, another freaking trigger warning. What's all this freaking R stuff going down, dog? We here saying exclusive. Vice World News has obtained WhatsApp messages and voice notes sent by Andrew Tate to a woman who accused him of a 2013 R, including a message from Tate that said, "I love R-ing you." She said authorities declined to prosecute. It reads here by Vice, among the dozens of messages and voice notes reviewed by Vice World News that Tate sent to the woman is a voice note in which he appears to admit to R-ing her, saying, quote, "Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I effing loved it. How much you hated it, it turned me on. Why am I like that? Why?" Now, okay, just absolutely freaking like heinous, like evil behavior right there. I don't like giving benefit of the doubt, but something in me thought like maybe this was some type of like role play thing or whatever, fantasy jazz going down. But the more you read into the text and the more you read into the information, the more that you actually understand and realize that no, it was not that at all. This man was just a menace to society. Continuing, the woman whom we refer to as Amelia is the third woman to reveal to Vice World News that they had filed police complaints alleging sexual or physical abuse by Tate, an American-British social media influencer and former professional kickboxer who was arrested in Romania last month as a part of a separate R and human trafficking investigation. So essentially, people are coming out and being like, yo, this guy is a really bad dude, and the women are kind of stuck coming out. We are withholding the woman's identity as an alleged victim of sexual offenses and to prevent harassment and trolling by Tate supporters. Two other women, one of them who said they was R'd and the other one who says they were repeatedly strangled, went public with their experiences last week. They revealed that after the initial complaints in 2015, Hertfordshire police took 4 years to pass the case to prosecutors who then declined to prosecute. Jesus Christ. So yeah, he's got like 2 R charges that are basically have been reported. There's probably a few more that haven't been reported. He's under investigation for trafficking. He's also in investigation for sexual assault. He's also under investigation for apparently sleeping with a 16-year-old. He's under investigation for a lot of things, and right now he tried to appeal and get his way out of prison, but the appeal got denied, and he will keep his ass in prison for as long as they want until they finish this investigation. But apparently right now he's looking up to about 20 years, maybe even stacking more of jail time if they actually convict him, which is absolutely wild. Anyway, that's the Andrew Tate situation. In my opinion, look, whether you believe Andrew Tate did the things that he did not, if there's a couple of you guys you know, watching my video and you believe the Top G or whatnot, I'm telling you, man, where there is smoke, there is fire. There's no way, man. There's so many receipts, leaked calls, texts, messages, him actually admitting to choking person, admitting to trying to hurt someone, right? All of this stuff is coming out the light about this man. And if you guys still freaking believe that he's some Top G holier than thou savior, there's something wrong with you, all right, at this point, because like ain't no way you can just be a regular person and not assault anybody, right? You can be somebody who can pick up girls and do whatever it is that you think that guy should be doing when it comes to women, and not be also a predator at the same time. That does exist, okay? You can be a playboy without actually hurting women. Anyway, that's the situation that's going on with Andrew Tate. I'll let you guys know if there's any updates, but until then, it looks like he's just going to be staying in jail. He's still tweeting, like literally like every 1 hour or so, his random nonsense. So yeah, that's Andrew Tate. BBXD said, status update on your coffee spilled keyboard. Why does so many of y'all like this? 22 likes. Yes, okay, man. Last episode, I spilled coffee on my keyboard. That's why I don't have any coffee in front of me right now, okay? I drank it before I got here, okay? I was talking about the news, and Michael Jackson watched me spill my coffee on my keyboard. The keyboard has since been dead. It's gone. Rest in peace. Now, I understand. I have to make an apology video. I'm taking accountability. I've only had that keyboard for 2 years. Don't Logan Paul me, okay? That was a good keyboard. I love that keyboard, okay? It was an honest mistake. We've been through the thick of it, okay? My fingers have been brushing against the keys of that thing and stroking that thing, bad boy. Yeah, it's gone. So guys, this is an absolutely freaking huge deal. Dungeons and Dragons and Wizards and Hasbro, bro, is being potentially in a place where it might get shut down. They have turned on their entire audience and fan base and made everyone mad, and now there is an all-out war. Oh, there's an all-out war. I might be able to put that in the title now. My girl V, who I met at MagFest, by the way, it was absolutely great. Her and Glitch, it was so good to see y'all. Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro is changing the contract called an OGL, okay, that let people play Dungeons and Dragons freely. Now, stick with me, okay? For a lot of you guys have been like, this is some nerd stuff. That's what I said too, right? I was like, I don't care about no dungeons, whatever. Then I watched this video of this guy who talked about it, and you will not believe how wild this situation is. Now, potentially, they can monetize any third-party D&D game just because they can. The community is trying to stop it, so hopefully we can spread the word. #OpenDND. And there's a quote that says, "We know you have questions about the OGL. We'll be sharing more soon. Thank you for your patience." That was as of January 10th. So I'm going to give you guys the quick TLDR of the situation if you guys do not know, because it can get kind of convoluted and confusing, but I'll give you the Omni TLDR. So it works like this. There's a game called Dungeons and Dragons, and with Dungeons and Dragons, you, as the person playing it, you can mod the game, and then you can play it however you want, okay? You can play with a bunch of people. There's a bunch of people like Critical Role and other Twitch streamers who have modded the game in a way, and they've monetized it, and they basically made companies based on Dungeons and Dragons. They've made money because the community has decided to take Dungeons and Dragons and evolve it further and further from its original centerpiece. There's a thing called the OGL, which is a contract, and the original OGL, I believe, was only like 900 words. It wasn't too long, I believe, just a couple pages that basically said, hey, here's a contract that says go out there, do what you want, it's under our name or whatever, pieces, deuces. However, since then, that document, that OGL, has been updated to be about 10 times the size that it was, with a lot of legal jargon that basically insinuated about 3 things that was very, very huge. Number one, apparently if you make over like $750,000 when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons, they get to take a 25% cut based on whatever excess amount that is. So they're basically saying, hey, we want your money. You're taxing the people who created your game and made it so popular. They're now coming in and saying, look, I know that you did this. You created your community, you created your company, you created your business using our assets, but now we want what's ours. From what I understand, when it comes to the company that owns Dungeons & Dragons, which is Wizards, Dungeons & Dragons only makes like 1/10 of their income, which I believe last year was close to like maybe like 100 million. So just 1/10 of it is coming from the Dungeons & Dragons, but it sounds like that they are trying to take some more profits. I don't know, just because of capitalism, I guess. Number two, and this is one of the big chunky wongies of the situation, is that now with this new contract in place, the guys at Wizards basically now have the power to shut down any D&D mod out there, period. Any company, if you're using third-party mods for D&D and D&D sees you using it, they will give you a 30-day notice. They can't. They have the option to, for any reason whatsoever. That means anybody out there using these mods, making money, having a community or whatever, at any point in time can just be ejectocito cuzzled with a 30-day notice with literally no explanation, okay? If the guys at Wizards deem you not fit to not exist in this community, in this environment, they can kick you out and they can take all of their assets back and they will just basically ruin you, which is terrifying for a lot of people who created their entire careers under the guise of Dungeons and Dragons. This article by The Guardian talked about it a little bit. There was a quote from a person who talked about it, who was a part of the community, saying, I almost cried about it 2 nights ago. It said Baron D. Rupp, who was 36 and lives in Tennessee. He's been playing D&D since he was 9 years old, learning the ins and outs from older relatives who shared plans called adventures, which map out a general storyline for each game. While some adventures are written by D&D itself, many others are written by individual dungeon masters. Under the proposed license, these plans could soon be owned by freaking does that mean in Stranger Things, were they playing Dungeons and Dragons, or was that like, did they even call it Dungeons and Dragons? Does that mean that like they can claim ownership and rights of parts of Stranger Things? Ain't no way, I doubt it. Somebody said here, it honestly feels like your grandfather paid for your college education, and now that you're 40 years old and have a stable career, he says you owe him 25% of all the money you've been making. They said, yep, it's time to skim the pockets from the people who have basically created created and made our community a thing in the first place. However, guys, holy crap, as I'm recording and talking about this situation with you guys, the official Dungeons and Dragons at Wizards D&D account has finally responded. What the heck? This was at 11:12 a.m. for me. That's only like 10 minutes ago. Oh, I you know, just giving y'all the news as soon as you can. Said, over the past week, we have witnessed an incredible outpour of passion and dedication from our community, working together to protect and cultivate the inclusive environment of Dungeons and Dragons. Please read our update on the open game license, aka the OGL. So let's see what they had to say. People have been complaining. People have been big baby rage mad. People have been saying they're not going to play Dungeons and Dragons no more after Daddy Dungeons and Dragons said we're going to take all your money and we can cease and desist any of the projects that you're working on for whatever reason, because that's just what we do. Well, what did they say? When we initially conceived of revising the OGL, it was with 3 major goals in mind. First, we wanted the ability to prevent the use of D&D content from being included in hateful and discriminatory products. Cap, okay? Cap. Ain't no way that was one of the biggest things. You ain't make your daggone OGL 10 times bigger to stop freaking hateful and discriminatory products. Second, we wanted to address those attempting to use D&D and Web3 blockchain games and NFTs by making clear that OGL content is limited to tabletop role-playing content, like campaigns, modules, and supplements. Cap, another cap. Everyone hates NFTs, okay? Blockchain W3, ain't no way that someone is over here monetizing D&D in the form of NFTs and actually making profit and bank off that. Another cap. Not working out. I don't believe you so far. And third, we wanted to ensure that the OGL is for the content creator, the home brewer, the aspiring designer, our players, and the community, not major corporations to use for their own commercial and promotional purpose. So if they're talking about major corporations like that, I brought up the whole Stranger Things, and they used the whole D&D thing there. I mean, you could argue that Stranger Things is just one big Dungeons and Dragons campaign. But basically suggesting like, okay, we just don't want anybody who's like super freaking huge capitalizing off our product and not giving us our fair share, I guess is what they're saying. Driving these goals were 2 simple principles. Number 1, our job is to be good stewards of the game, and number 2, the OGL exists for the benefit of the fans. Nothing about those principles have wavered for a second. That was why our early drafts of the new OGL included the provisions they did. That draft language was provided to content creators and publishers so their feedback can be considered before anything was finalized. So they're saying, look, we just put this out here to see how the internet would we just wanted to see how y'all felt about it. You know, if you ain't have no issues with it, then we was gonna go through with it just to kind of, it was a beta test. Just wanted to see how y'all felt about what we said. In addition to language allowing us to address discriminatory and hateful conduct and clarifying what type of products the OGL covers, our drafts included royalty language designed to apply to large corporations attempting to use OGL content. It was never our intent to impact the vast majority of the community. So they're basically saying, we just wanted to get the big guys. That's it. The big people that were making the most money out of them. We just wanted to target them. However, it's clear from the reaction that we rolled a 1. It has become clear that it's no longer possible to fully achieve all 3 goals while staying true to our principles, so here is what we are doing. Okay. The next OGL will contain the provisions that allow us to protect and cultivate the inclusive environment we are trying to build, and specify that it covers only content for TTRPGs. I don't know what that means. Oh, that means that other expressions such as educational and charitable campaigns, live streams, cosplay, VTT uses, etc. will remain unaffected by the OGL update. Content already released under 1.0 will also remain unaffected. So, to reiterate, content such as educational, charitable, live streams. Live streams covers a lot of the people who do the stuff on Twitch. Cosplay, VTT, that includes a lot of the smaller guys and the community based, a large portion of them, but basically giving the exclusions if you are part of this group that you will not be affected by the OGL update. What it will not contain is any royalty structure. It also will not include the license back provision that some people were afraid was a means for us to steal work. Okay, so they're taking away the provision that said that we can take your stuff after you've already made it. That thought never crossed our minds. Under any new OGL, you will own the content you create. We won't. That's good. Any language we put down will be crystal clear and unequivocal on that point. The license back language was intended to protect us and our partners from creators who incorrectly allege that we steal their work simply because of coincidental similarity. As we continue to invest in the game that we love and move forward with partnerships in film, television, and digital games, that risk is simply too great to ignore. The new OGL will contain provisions to address that risk, but we will do it without a license back and without suggesting we have rights to the content content you create. Your ideas and imagination are what makes the game special, and that belongs to you. All right. Reading that paragraph, that looks like a W. I'm reading this, suspiciously, right? Like, what's the catch? What's the catch? What's the catch? But simply saying, like, if you create something that's yours, not ours, and we're giving it to you. Anyway, ending it with the last two paragraphs, a couple of last thoughts. First, we won't be able to release the new OGL today because we need to make sure we get it right, but it is coming. Second, you're going to hear people say that they won and we lost because making your voices heard forced us to change our plans. Those people will only be half right. They won, and so did we. This isn't a terrible response so far, it feels like. Our plan was always to solicit the input of our community before any update to the OGL. The drafts you were attempting to do just that. We want to always delight fans and create experiences together that everyone loves. We realized we did not do that this time, and we are sorry for that. Our goal was to get exactly the type of feedback on which provisions worked and which did not, which we ultimately got from you. Any change this major could only have been done well if we were willing to take that feedback, no matter how it was provided. So we are. Thank you for caring enough to let us know what works and what doesn't, and what you need and what scares you. Without knowing that, we can't do our part to make the OGL match our principles. Finally, we appreciate the chance to make this right. We love D&D's devoted players and the creators who take them on so many incredible ventures. We won't let you down. So guys, I'm reading this, right? I'm not a part of the Dungeons & Dragons community, but to me, at least, it looks like a great response, right? It looks like that things panned out in the way that the community wanted. And it also looks like the D&D staff here was basically like, look, we were just shoving all this information out there. You guys, it was meant to be looked at and beta tested. And you guys told us what works and what didn't. And then we changed it to be just that. It seems like the community is working well with the dad here. It just... But it looks like a good response. People in the comments already pissed off saying, so this is a clear case of, oh crap, I got caught with my arm elbow deep in the cookie jar. So here's a new cookie jar. Someone saying, I misread, we really effed up trying to steal your word. Saying, we won't let you down again. Do the right thing. Release D&D's various SRDs. Somebody said, nope, not good enough. For the TLDR crowd, oh God, we're sorry. Please don't leave us. We take it all back. That's all I said here. No, you did. You wanted to ensure you got a cut of all money invested in it by everyone involved, whether they made a profit or not. This guy said, no one believes you that was a... Oh my God, they are mad. Twitter is big baby rage mad. For me, from an outside, it looks like they're getting what they want, right? It's getting fixed. Which is what you want. You don't want to destroy the community that you're in. You don't want to destroy Dungeons and Dragons, right? If you can force them to create a situation that is good for you, a working relationship, then that's what you want. But they're just like, nah. We hate you, wizard. Anyway, that's the whole situation going on with Dungeons and Dragons. Everyone is still big baby rage mad. If you go into the comments, everyone, okay? So when I said that it looks like it was a good response, I guess not. I'm just going to sit here on the side and just eat my popcorn and watch how this plays out, because it looks like they're getting what they want, but they're mad that it happened in the first place, right? And they don't like the verbiage that kind of paints them out to be the good guy that was always going to make things right at the end. So yeah, let me know how you guys feel about the whole Dungeons and Dragons drama, basically. But all right, guys, that's all I have for this video. If you made it to the end, do me a favor, drop a like. It lets me know that you made it to the end of the video. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. I'll get out of here. Okay, that's it. That's the end of the intro. Probably catch you next week on Monday. And yeah, I love y'all. Y'all take it easy, okay? Stay good out there and stay safe on the streets, because the streets ain't safe. All right, peace.